This is a REO Speed Wagon that I have for sale. I'm gonna do a video walk around of it, tell you the highlights about it, and take it for a drive. This is around a 1948 model. I don't know the exact year, but it's something like that. And I've had it for about a year and a half. I bought it, got it going, did some work to it. And I have hauled some blacksmithing equipment on it, driven it to town a few times in a parade, and around the farm quite a bit as I have done work to it. So let's start up here at the front and have a look under the hood. It has a flathead 6-cylinder engine in it. The radiator is in quite good shape, doesn't leak at all. It has a canvas with this chain and a little crank in the cab that you can roll that up with for cold driving. The generator works. It has a brand new battery in it. Fan belt is new, oil change is new. Some of the spark plugs are new. I do have a full new set, but some of the old ones were good. I just cleaned them up. New spark plug wires. And you can just get the general idea of what's going on under there. Both the headlight glasses are in good shape. All of the tires hold air. I do have the spare tire. I'll show you where that goes on the back. These marker lights here on the side are for the signal light. This truck had a restoration done on it probably 20 or 30 years ago. I would say it'd be like a mid-budget restoration, not like super fancy to museum quality or anything, but you can tell where they've done some tin work on it and obviously fresh paint and things like that. Here's the inside. You can see the metal here, no rusting through. I do have a rubber floor mat for it, but I've taken that out for the video so that you can clearly see the condition of the floor. New upholstered seat. The headliner has been taken out of it because it was in poor shape. Doors and windows work. The driver's side door here only rolls down about 2/3 of the way. Probably someone made it stop at that point. They had some purpose for that, but in any case, they do work and the doors do lock. It has a bed on it. The bed is in fair shape, I would say. It had some not good shape plywood on it, and so we put a new layer of plywood here on top of the bed. It has a hoist with one big cylinder in it. I think it is a 3-stage cylinder. I'll put up a picture of that. Coming around the back, you can see the mud flaps and the rear lights. You can see we have one that's not in such good shape there. This is the place right here, those 2 brackets hanging down where the spare tire would go. I just don't have it in there right now. There's the plates there with information pertaining to the hoist. The fuel filler cap. And you can see in the frame rails there and the drive shaft and the pump and the oil lines. There's a slight leak in one of the oil lines, not a hose. It's a, actually you just saw a drip there even. One of the connections for the hoist oil tank. However, there is no drips coming from underneath the engine. The radiator and the oil pan are all sealed up good. You can see that door. The heater. I haven't driven it in cold enough weather to really try out the heater. The fan does spin though. The handbrake works. It's not completely wore out like most of these old trucks. And these 2 levers here are for operating the hoist. The skinny one here puts the pump in gear, and then the bigger one moves the deck up and down. Of course, there's the glove compartment on the inside. The temperature control. The choke works. The throttle, hand throttle works. This is for the lights. There's the key, but the starter is actuated by a button over there. The horn does not work on this one. There's also a roof light, which is not original, but it was here when I bought the truck. This truck, of course, has a 2-speed rear axle. It probably was originally actuated with this switch and has been converted to a manual rear axle. So that lever right there is how you switch it. I'll show that in motion when it's time. There you can see the mileage on it and the gauges. All of them work except for the gasoline gauge. Has lots of oil pressure, which is good. There's the instructions for shifting the axle. You can see here the tin on the bottom of the door and where it latches. Those are just some of the areas that are very commonly rusted out, especially in this part of the country. Lots of wear and tear that these old trucks went through. And so overall, I would say that this truck, for only having one restoration done on it, is in tremendous shape. And right here on this side, those other lines there are from dirty water running down the windshield. They're not cracks. Just some overarching things about it is I would say that for a REO, especially in this area, being quite a rare truck, it's in very good shape. I had a fellow come to look at it, and he sadly was not able to purchase it. He was getting to be in quite poor health and decided it wasn't a good idea for him and his family. However, he said that this was a very honest truck, and that's what it is. It is by no means a showpiece. If by showpiece you mean a very polished up museum quality restoration, it's just an honest truck. It works, runs, has brakes, the hoist lifts up and dumps, and starts reliably. And so if you're looking for a truck that checks all those boxes, this is one for you. Speaking of the brakes, I have backed off the brake shoes on the front 2 wheels because they were sticking, and I just didn't want to risk having them stick in the middle of the road. The back brakes work just fine, and so that is what it is running with at the moment. The lines have been bled and it has new fluid in it. One thing that's a little unique about the REO trucks, as opposed to like an international KB series truck of the same era, is that it has quite a good turning radius because those wheels are very close to the cab. And so unlike something with a longer nose, you can turn fairly nicely in it. They also have a real unique look to them with kind of the bullet nose shape. There has been some work done up here on the tin, you can see. So that's about all that I have to show on a little walk around. Let's show a video of it starting up and driving around. Okay, we're gonna start it up. It has been started today, but it's cooled down. So there's a key to turn on. I'm not gonna touch the choke or the throttle, just the start button, so you can see how easily it starts. There it goes. Now I'm just giving it a little bit of gas just to smooth out the RPMs. And we'll take it for a quick drive. Okay, we're gonna go through the field here because we're not licensed to go on the road. Right now we're in third with the low range of the back axle, and so to go to high range, I pull up on the lever, let off the throttle. Now I'm in third gear in high range. And we're going to go to fourth gear here. So I push the lever back down, clutch in, and I can shift to fourth gear. And then after we turn the corner here, we can shift into 4 high range. So now if I want to go into high range, pull up that lever and let down on the gas. Now we're in 4th high range. and show you what the engine sounds like when it's at a low idle. Just real quiet, purrs along quite nicely. Muffler there. So of course we don't have a tachometer, but I'll try and speed it up to what might be 1500 RPM or so. A couple other things I can show are the signal lights. You can see there the light works in the cab. To that light there. And the other one over there. So in closing, this is a really fantastic, honest truck as we've talked about. It would make a great homestead truck, a parade truck, a truck to just have fun with, to tinker on, and of course a full restoration would also be something that could be in its future. I look forward to seeing who the next person is that takes it on. Thank you for watching the video. Catch you on the next one.